All right, guys, we're back. Week 1 NFL wrap-up. NFL Week 1's finally over. The word that comes to mind is disappointing. I mean, I didn't really see a whole lot of great football. Maybe that's a product of, I don't know, not a lot of playing in the preseason. You know, we never see guys play a whole lot of snaps anymore in August, and then when it gets September, they're rusty. We'll go down the docket here. Thursday night, we saw Kansas City going to Foxborough. I think most people thought the defending champion Patriots would handle their business, but they were upset, and upset rudely by Kansas City. Rookie running back Hunt, Tyreek Hill, Alex Smith. The defense played well. Left Foxborough with an upset victory. I really pity the Saints and their defense this week because I'm sure Tom Brady, Belichick, Gronk, all those guys are going to want to get on track, and they're going to take it out on the New Orleans Saints. So Kansas City with the first big trophy of the season on Thursday night. Move ahead to Sunday, and this is where the disappointing starts. First game, New York Jets, Buffalo. No matter who wins, we all lose in that one. But Buffalo ends up coming out on top. Tyrod Taylor looked good. LaShawn McCoy, he looked really good, and I'm surprised though. I didn't know Mike Tolbert went to the Bills. He had some good power running for short yardage, and I think he scored a touchdown as well. So Buffalo comes out on top. The Jets are going to struggle all year. They're terrible. No matter who their quarterback is, their coach is, no matter what. They're not going to win many games. They may win less than 3 games, and they may not win a game, but, I'd set the over-under probably 2.5. They're terrible. The next game was the defending NFC champion Falcons went on the road to Chicago. Thought this would be a lot more easier than it looked. Ended up winning by, I think, 6, and Chicago had the ball in the red zone with a chance to win the game outright. Matt Ryan looked okay. He threw for 300 or so. Devontae Freeman ran the ball well. Sanu and Jones, Julio Jones caught passes, and the Hooper kid, the tight end from Atlanta, looked really good. But they couldn't put Chicago away. Chicago's got a bunch of young guys, a bunch of players, no real stars. The Howard kid in the backfield should be good. But Atlanta wins. They host the Packers this week in Atlanta in their new stadium, and that should be an electric atmosphere right there. Aaron Rodgers versus Matt Ryan in the new Mercedes-Benz Arena. So, anyway, Atlanta looked okay. They did what they had to do. Road game, got the dub, going down the road. They're probably right now leading as the candidate to win that division with the Panthers and Buccaneers. The Saints are done. After one game, I can tell you the Saints are done. But Baltimore-Cincinnati, this is probably one of the surprising games. Not so much that Baltimore won, is that Cincinnati got shut out. Andy Dalton, he catches a lot of heat for his playoff record, but, he gets to the playoffs. Got a 3-headed monster in the backfield, A.J. Green, Tyler Eifert. I thought they would at least score. It's not like the Ravens have the Ray Lewis, Ed Reed defense, but obviously they're sorry. So Marvin Lewis may be the first coach to get gone. If the Bengals can't score against the Ravens, they're going to struggle the whole year. So Baltimore, good win. Joe Flacco coming off an injury, didn't play in the preseason. Win 20-0. West ran well in the backfield. Ravens could give Pittsburgh some trouble in that division. Next, Detroit, Arizona. This is one that's always weird. I think we always downplay Detroit, and we play up Arizona. We always think, well, with all the skill position guys, David Johnson and the defense, the Arizona, this might be their year to win the West. Nope. Carson Palmer's probably a year or two past his prime. He sucks. David Johnson dislocates his wrist. He's going to be out for a while. That's going to kill that team. They'll be lucky to go 500. Detroit with Matt Stafford, the new highest paid quarterback. He showed out. I think he threw 3 or 4 touchdowns, and they looked okay. Defense played well. So Detroit's in there. They may give Green Bay some trouble. If they can find a defense, they may be all right in that NFC North. Jacksonville, Houston, another surprising game. I think all the hype was around Houston. All these people around South Carolina was, South Carolina United with Jadeveon Clowney and Nuke Hopkins and Deshaun Watson getting drafted and Bob McNair, South Carolina alum. After the game, nobody said shit about being on that bandwagon anymore. Got pounded like 29-7 or something by the Jags, no less. And the Jags look like the worst team in preseason. Everybody was calling for Bortles' head, and even his players didn't have any confidence in him. And he goes out and, wins 29-7. That says a lot for that division. It's a wide open division. With the next game being on the docket, Indianapolis and the Rams, the Colts got destroyed. And even without Andrew Luck, the defense, they gave up 49 points. So with or without Andrew Luck, yeah, he probably wouldn't have threw a couple pick sixes, of course. But, they still get whipped pretty good on defense. Andrew Luck can't play linebacker. So Rams look fairly good. You take Jared Goff. First round pick last year, first overall pick last year. You take Jared Goff and you take Todd Gurley and add some other pieces. The Rams may take the Cardinals' place in the NFC West as giving Seattle some trouble. We'll see about that. But in week 1 they look good. Colts may be the worst team. They're down there. They're down there in the bottom with the Jets and the Browns and those teams and Cincinnati and Cleveland. Interesting game was Oakland goes to Tennessee, and everybody wanted to see what Oakland could do. Would they drop off a little from last year with Derek Carr and Michael Crabtree and Amari Cooper, and they added beast mode in the offseason after a year off. He ran really well. Carr looked really good. Vecchio, the backup kicker, got pushed into duty solely because Janikowski's hurt. First time the Raiders have had someone kick a field goal other than Sebastian Janikowski since 2001, which is a pretty amazing stat. So, Raiders look good. Went on the road against Tennessee, who I think will be a playoff team. Could be a playoff team, potential playoff team. Mariota and Henry and DeMarco Murray, those guys are pretty good. They added Eric Decker, got Delaney Walker. That could be a playoff team as well. Philadelphia and Washington, I like Carson Wentz. I think they're doing some good things up there. Added Alshon Jeffrey, playing good defense. They roughed up Kirk Cousins and got a couple picks. Returned one for a touchdown. That team right there could be something special, possibly in that East. But as bad as the Giants look Sunday night, that opens up a spot, and they're one game up on Washington already. Seattle and Green Bay. I got to say, Green Bay played a really good football game. First half was ugly. Second half came out. Aaron Rodgers is just, you give him enough time, he's going to pick apart a defense. His line needs to play a little better. Give him more protection. He did get hit a good bit, but with all the weapons from Cobb and Devontae Adams, Martellus Bennett, Jordy Nelson, and then you got Montgomery out the backfield, they did well. They could easily run away with that division if somebody didn't step up like Detroit. Carolina and San Francisco, there's not much to say. It's hard to tell. Cam Newton does look healthy. McCaffrey looks pretty good. Let's see. Kelvin Benjamin, Greg Olsen. Defense looked good. San Francisco's terrible, so it's really hard to say. But I will say, Carolina looked good as they could in their initial game. Dallas and New York Giants. Giants look terrible on the lines. Without Odell Beckham, Eli Manning looked lost, and I'm not sure with Odell Beckham he looks any better. They look terrible. They could really be a 6-10 team. Dallas looked okay with Ezekiel Elliott back there. They didn't use him as much as they probably should have. I think they got too cute on offense. But Jason Witten, Cole Beasley, Dez Bryant, they did a lot of good things. So Dallas is a head and shoulders probably above in that division with Philadelphia right behind. Last night you had Minnesota hosting New Orleans. Sam Bradford threw for 300 and 3 touchdowns. Got good running from Dalvin Cook from Florida State, rookie. Steph Diggs looked really good in his sophomore campaign, and you got a couple other guys on that offense that can make things happen. Minnesota might be one that gives Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay a run. They're not good in the second half of the season that we've seen the last couple of years. So I think they started out last year 8-0 and then lost 5 out of 8 or something like that. Missed the playoffs. We'll see about that. New Orleans sucks. Maybe thought their defense might be a little better. They're not. They're terrible. So we'll see what happens there. The late game, the Broncos and Chargers, neither team looked great. Broncos did enough to win. Chargers had a chance for a field goal late, missed it, which is normal for them in the last 2 minutes. They usually find a way to screw up a game. But so overall, really, out of all of that, I mean, if you look at the power rankings for what we have for week 1, and I know the Patriots aren't in there, and that's because they lost, but they'll be in there by mid-season. Kansas City's got to be the number 1 seed right now overall. Kansas City, Green Bay, Oakland. I'll throw Dallas in the 4-hole and Philadelphia in the 5-hole. Those teams right there won and look good going away. Next week it'll probably change. It definitely will change. And the bottom 5 look like this. And 5th from bottom is the Giants. They're terrible. The Bengals are right below them. The Jets are right below them. The Colts, surprisingly, are next to last. And they just look so bad on both sides of the ball. And Tolzien sucks. Jacoby Brissett sucks. Their whole defense sucks. Everything sucks. They're terrible. And then you go 32nd, rounding it out, is the 49ers. And with or without Kaepernick and all this other garbage, no matter what, this team sucks. They're not going to win many games. They may sneak in there and win 2 or 3, but they're a terrible football team. That's the week 1 recap. With Ramblin' One Rhino, try to do this every week. Be back probably tomorrow or maybe Wednesday with a college football preview, some picks. Last week I went 3-3, not so great, but you didn't lose a lot of money. So listen to them again. Maybe I can get 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6. Anyway, thanks for listening. Hope to be up on iTunes this week. Y'all have a good day.
I can take the pitchfork from the devil, keep a super suit.